Hey babe, it's your girl Bree, spelled like the cheese, aka your cosmic bestie. And I forgot, I have a mic. I really am excited. We are doing our Capricorn Full Moon breakdown. When I upload this, it will be the Capricorn Full Moon evening. That's Thursday, July 10th, 2025. And inside of the membership, the collective, I have a prompt that's coming out asking to pull two cards of your past self and the cards of your future self, where you are trying to get to, where you're becoming. So I already have those laid out in front of me. But as you can see, I'm not like ready. So I wanted to do a get ready with me and like chat about all of this. There's lots of talking, and I already know y'all's attention spans cannot last. So it's fine. This is why I'm doing this. So let me adjust this microphone here. Bear with me, bear with me. Okay. This should be fine. This should be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle the deck for what we need to know for the Capricorn full moon. But before I get into like hair and skincare and all of that, my hands are going to be gross. So I definitely want to come and pull those cards first. But I did end up getting 3 cards for myself with that prompt breakdown of my past self and my future self. Now, when I break down the cards, you'll see why they make sense. And if that's something that you really want to do as well, I would definitely take your tarot deck and really put that energy into it of like, yeah, I want to know for this full moon what my past self was and what my new self, my higher self, this person I'm becoming is. What card represents that? Where's my journey at? And maybe you don't necessarily know like what the cards mean, how to break that down. You can obviously Google. You can use, I mean, I know some people don't like ChatGPT, but let me tell ya, it works for me, and I'm a reader. Now, do I think everything is spot on 100% of the time? No, neither is Google, okay? You still have to work your sources, trust your instincts, trust your gut. Let's go ahead and pull for what we need for the Capricorn full moon before we get started here. And honestly, this Capricorn full moon, I'm going to read you what I wrote on here. The Capricorn full moon is a reckoning wrapped in wisdom. It is not here to scold you for what you haven't done. It is here to remind you of what you're now ready to hold. Capacity. Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, ask us to commit to the long game, integrity, purpose, and aligned growth. But this full moon isn't about hustling harder. It's about building a life that your soul can live in, not just your schedule. This moon is also known as the buck moon. That's B-U-C-K. Named for the time of the year where deer begin to regrow their antlers, stronger and more defined than before. It's symbolic of new power, fresh perspective, and standing taller in who you are becoming. That hits different this year because this time it's not about becoming better. It's about becoming truer to yourself. Capricorn energy teaches us that boundaries are holy. Discipline can be sacred, and your power is allowed to be rooted in softness and not just survival. Ooh, baby, let me tell you, that energy feels so spot on. And maybe you're in that energy right now. Maybe you're like, I have no idea what's going on. Maybe you haven't really reflected in a while for any of the full moons or new moons or anything like that. And that's okay, because I think you happened upon this video for a reason. I think if you're even here this far, there's something that you know I am going to tell you. And honestly, I don't even know what I'm going to tell you. But what I do know is that in this energy, I know for myself, this buck moon, the Capricorn full moon, if you will, the line that says, It's here to remind you of what you're now ready to hold. But this full moon isn't about hustling harder. It's about building a life that your soul can live in, not just your schedule. That has been the epitome of my life. I feel like I've been trying to get my schedule and my life to be one and the same, that I was trying to fit in certain boxes that I knew I couldn't fit in. I was trying to become something, I was trying to do more, but capacity has been ringing a part of my membership for the last couple of weeks now. Where's your capacity at? Why is there certain things that you want to come in that won't come in? Is because of the capacity of what you're able to hold at this exact moment. And you're not able to hold anything in this moment, right? You're not able to, I shouldn't say hold anything. You're not able to hold what you want to hold. I don't know why this is doing that. But Capricorn is an earth sign, right? It's very solid, it's very structured. And a lot of times when we get to this full moon reflection, we start feeling bad. We start telling ourselves, like, oh, I'm not as far as I wanted to be. I still have so much further to go. But progress is, what's the best word I can use for that? It's to the person. It's subjective to the person. Because if you're measuring your stats versus, I don't know, LeBron James of life, it's completely different, right? It's just completely different. But that's why everyone has their own path. They have their own lane. And this reading, I really feel like Spirit is trying to hone you in here, let you know what's really going on, because it seems like you're very confused. That's the energy that I'm getting, is like there's a lot of wavering. There's energy of being proud. There's energy of being sad. There's energy of confusion, frustration. But this energy of what's coming in here is more about, it's more about you seeing where you truly are versus seeing where you're not at quite yet. Yeah. So let me start with skincare. Okay? Let's start with skin before we head on in to everything here. Of course I didn't bring my hair tie over. It's fine. We're going to leave it. Okay, we do have a few new options, but as I'm reading, let's go over the cards that I picked for myself, for my past self and my future self. So, past self, Six of Cups. Let's break that down. And before I do that, go ahead, look real quick here. Okay, you see there is this woman handing this cup, a different cup, to a child, or maybe her younger self. That represents me to the fullest. Okay, we have our La Roche-Posay Thermal Spring Water. And yes, I got this at TJ Maxx for $12.99. Do not pay full price for this. This is the 10-ounce bottle. But yes, it's just volcanic water. But if you're not spraying your face, or at least having any type of moisture on your face before you apply your skincare, you're doing it wrong. But anywho, also apply it to your hand, okay? Because that's where your product's going to go. So let's hop in. So for me, the Six of Cups representing my past self makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of nostalgic energy there. But truthfully, what I wanted to be, what I wanted, I was constantly waiting for someone to save me, someone to come find me, someone that would bring me out of this hellhole that I was in. I truly wanted, I wanted somebody to take care of me. I wanted somebody to see me. I wanted somebody to see me through the armor that I put on, through the mask that I wore. Also, we have our Snail Mucin toner, another Korean skincare product. But in this process, right? Because I pulled this for the collective group, which, if you are wondering, the membership is still open, of course. And we have plenty of things, but we do daily prompts for the week. We try to bring in creative prompts, we bring in deep prompts, and we bring in affirmations and just like some fun stuff to get to know each other as well. But this Six of Cups here, that energy of her giving this cup, right? Look at that little girl's face. She's more content. So is the woman. They're they're happy. Not like ecstatic, but they're happy because they're helping one another. They're there with one another. And I think that is a part of this energy that I've been feeling of like my old self has really been looking for confirmation to someone to ride in on a white horse and save me. But I never realized that I was the one riding in on the white horse to save myself. And maybe you're at that part of your journey and maybe you're not. But let me tell you, no one's going to save you. No one's going to save you but you. And I say that with love. I really do. Because I know how long I waited for someone to come save me. And in reality, it was me the entire time. And I think a lot of us forget, or we get like wrapped up in like the movies or the fairy tale. And like, yeah, it's great for a movie. You know, the girl comes in or the guy comes in to save the day and to love one another again and fight for love and blah blah blah. But that's movies. That's not real life. Real life is a lot different. Real life is real. And it messes with you. It makes you feel a certain type of way. It makes you look a certain type of way. Not like physically, but like looking out into the world. And that card definitely wasn't a card that I was thinking was going to represent me. But man, that really represented me for real. Because once I finally realized that I was the one on the white horse that's going to save me, everything changed. Everything changed in my life. I started getting more serious about what I wanted, what I enjoyed. Stop being a people pleaser. I'm still in recovery, but just this overall energy, right? This overall energy of like, okay, what can I do to help my younger self? And I realized I became the person that my younger self always wanted. I built a membership that is a place not only for me to feel safe and seen, but everybody else that's in it. Every single person, the like 7 of us or 8 of us that are in there, we all feel safe and seen. There's so many times where we talk about, oh, well, I wanted to drop it here first. Oh, I wanted to tell you before I told whoever, right? Because we all feel safe and seen with one another. And it's different, right? Because for me, I pictured the white horse, somebody coming out on the white horse that was going to save me would have been like a significant other. And it's not to say that my husband didn't save me in a way. He definitely did. But this energy is completely different. This energy is fully embodying me, who I am, where I'm going, where I want to be. Now that is priceless. Also, we have our good molecules, hyaluronic acid, and then we have our Dollar Tree niacinamide and squalene serum, which let me tell you, squalene is a hydrator, so is hyaluronic acid. And y'all know my trusty, handy dandy peptide skin booster. This is by CosRx. But adding all of this, layers upon layers of moisture. See how my skin is like, it's like a little bouncy, it's a little tacky. It's because my skin is taking in all of this moisture. And honestly, this reminds me of the reading. Like, I soaked in everything, especially over this last year and a half. I have been soaking in so much, realizing so much, seeing myself for who I truly am. And let me tell you, I actually love myself. I've used to say that a lot, like, oh, I love myself, but I never really meant it. I think a lot of us can relate there. I I never really meant it because I didn't really know what true love was until I became this woman handing my younger self the key to get to where she wanted to be. Now, the second half is supposed to be about me and my future, but I ended up getting two cards. So the first card that came out was the Chariot, and the second card that came out was the Emperor. Now, it came out like this. So sometimes you're in between, right? Or it came out and it meant to be up or it meant to be reversed. You figure it out as you go, right? So that was like, sorry, I gotta rehydrate before I put all this on. We have our CosRX all-in-one cream for moisturizer. Let me tell you how I felt about these. The Chariot very much felt like, okay, like we're on our way. We're headed into the new direction. We're in the driver's seat, right? Like we're in the driver's seat and we're feeling good. We're looking good. Cool. Like that was a great card. Now, the Emperor coming out sideways. Now, when the Emperor is in reverse, that means that you're not like, you're not, there's like an issue with stability, right? Like, this is what the card says on here: tyrant, domineering, stubborn, lacking discipline, reckless. I don't, when it came out like this, right? I saw those words and I said, those just don't feel right, right? But when Emperor is in the upright, it's about stability, it's about structure, it's about discipline, it's being confident. I mean, look at the way she's sitting in this chair. Confident, both feet planted on the ground, looking forward, sitting in the chair, having the plan, knowing what's happening, knowing what's good, and not worrying about it. And that feels really true with these two cards together, right? I'm finally in the front seat and I don't have to be deep in my masculine like I used to be, right? If you've been a part of my journey, you know that my masculine is what was my driving force for a really long time, and I had zero feminine energy coming through. And now I create more, I take more time for rest, I have more ideas and structure and flow. And that really made sense here because truthfully, I really wanted Queen of Wands. That was something that I truly loved. That's one of my favorite cards. It's just the Queen of Wands, what it represents, how it moves, or the Empress. But getting the Emperor and the Chariot together for my future, coming along with this Capricorn Full Moon, it all makes sense. It all is coming together in a way that I never really thought would, because and I'm looking over here at my breakdown for this reading. It said, this full moon isn't about hustling harder. It's about building a life that your soul can live in, not your schedule. My soul is finally ready to live in this stability, but also softness, to be a part of structure, but also waves of change, love, and all of these different things. Lots of change, lots of love, lots of differences. And I think that a lot of us forget how far we truly have come. Who I am now and who I'm going to be, I still don't know her. I remember this girl, right? I remember this girl. And that's not who I am anymore either. I am this woman here. But I am transforming into this woman here. And I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of where I've been and where I'm going. And this year does hit different because I am becoming better. I am changing. I am moving. And I think a lot of times there is moments where we're really hard on ourselves, or maybe not even moments, just in general, really hard on ourselves. But this is a new power. This is a new perspective. This is a new becoming. And that's what this full moon in Capricorn is really trying to encapsulate here. Not to scold you, not to tell you how wrong you've been, but to show you how far you truly have come. That's the tea, babe. Okay, let me finish here. Alright, and then we have our rose hip oil with vitamin E as our finisher. Because listen, I like to stay hydrated in the summer. Actually, all year round. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just landed here, but one of my like breakdowns is I want to look like a glazed donut at all times. Like, look at this glow. A highlighter ain't gonna give you that, baby. I mean, it can, but it's not gonna stay. You know what I mean? Anywho, a majority of my skincare is from like Marshalls or online, Ulta or Target or whatever. Just know, whatever works for you is going to work for you. This is what works for my skin. As you can see, it works. If you don't like it, oh well. That's okay. All right, let's move on to hair and your part of the reading. So obviously I have my water because I have, what is the word? Not hydrophobic, kind of. Whatever the hair type is. Then I also have my leave-in, which is like my dupe for the, what is that brand? Shea Moisture. This is my Dollar Tree dupe. It is literally the exact same. And then I also have my honey dipped butter gel. I love this stuff. It, like, if you're trying to do a wash and go for real, it changes the game. So let's talk about these cards. So you have the Judgment in reverse. You have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Three of Swords in reverse. And King of Swords. Okay, confirmation before we even get started. Okay, so the Judgment card here in reverse is about self-doubt, lack of self-awareness, and failure to learn lessons of self-loathing. Let me tell you, the way that this card is, the way that this came out, it feels like you're really in a space and a place of doubting yourself and doubting your own magic. Doubting your own light, right? The moon is fully illuminated on the full moon, and no matter what phase the moon is in, it knows it will always come back to its full lightness. And I think you're forgetting that. This feels like this reminder from Spirit to tell you that you're forgetting that though you are in your new moon or maybe your dark moon phase, doesn't mean that you'll never get back to the full moon. You will come back. You will come back. But you're too focused on it being dark and not focused on how you can bring the light back. Then we also have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Lack of self-control, delays, unwelcome change, clinging to control. Clinging to control. That is what's setting up here. You feel like it has to look a certain way. It doesn't have to look a certain way. It doesn't have to be a certain way. It doesn't have to be any of the things that you think it has to be. That's where Spirit makes the magic happen, right? That's where Spirit brings it all together, ties it all together, is realizing that when you make waves, when you stop doubting yourself, when you start opening in change, that's when the wheel turns in your favor. But the wheel will not turn. I'm seeing Wheel of Fortune with like Pat Sajak or whatever, and they're like, Wheel of Fortune. But you have the opportunity to like land on a vacation or you land on bankruptcy, right? But to turn the wheel, you have to be open-minded. You have to win, right? You have to win the game. But this isn't a game, this is real life. And you trying to control how fast the wheel goes, how slow it goes, where it lands, that's taking away the whole point, right? It's taking away the whole point of the fortune, the Wheel of Fortune, right? Unwelcome change and delays as well. That's really sticking out. Like, you're having delays because of this problem. The problem is you. right? You are your own worst enemy here. The whole point of this Capricorn and full moon, right, is to show you what you can now hold. The delays are coming in because you're not ready to hold these certain things yet. But this reading, this relevancy, this breakdown, if you will, is going to give you more of an opener of how that's going to look, right? Because then we have the Three of Swords in reverse as well. And this is healing. This is about forgiveness, but also recovery and a little bit of repressing the emotions, right? Because when it's in the upright, the swords, if you took every sword out at once, you'd bleed out. But when you take it out slowly, that helps mend the heart. And I think you've been on that journey, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. Of course, it hurts like hell. You got a sword through your heart. Like, of course it's going to hurt. Of course it's going to be a problem. But you can only handle one of those problems at a time. You cannot just push through this kind of change, right? If you're really trying to be this person, if you're trying to give to your younger self, you have to take time. You have to really work through the feeling and the emotion instead of pushing right through it. So it's a race. It's not a race. You also have the King of Swords here. And this is about strict standards, high standards, seriousness, discipline, authority. See how she's looking forward? She's like, period. I am standing on business. Anybody that crosses my way will feel my wrath. That's what the sword feels like, in my personal opinion. So, with these first 4 cards, what I'm getting here is that the self-doubt, the control, and some of this repressing of emotions, like you're in and out of like feeling the emotions but repressing some too. They want you to feel these feelings, to move forward and make room for this change that is inevitably coming. No matter if you believe it or not, it will come. But you are delayed right now because you're not moving forward. Oh, okay, 2 cards. So we have the Two of Cups. 8 of Swords reversed. Okay. So 2 of Cups is, unity, joining forces, mutual respect, close bonds. I think this is about you getting closer with yourself in this season. A lot of times this is, gets brought up in like love readings and stuff about connections and bonds, but this feels like a new bond with yourself and spirit. It feels like you are coming through to yourself and with spirit. And the reason why I say that is because of 8 of Swords here. This is about freedom, release, facing your fears, empowerment, surrender, right? When you surrender, when you feel those powers, when you let go, of course you get closer with yourself. Of course you get closer with spirit. Of course. Because now you're making room, right? The capacity of what we were talking about, the things that you're now ready to hold. And spirit will come through with what is available and what you are ready to actually hold. But you cannot force and, climb the ladder of healing yourself. That not in like the way of like a corporate ladder, right? You have to do the work. You have to sit in the pain and the feelings. And the fact that you have 3 of Swords and 8 of Swords both in the reverse means that you are working on that. You are releasing. You are coming forward. But there is an empowerment that comes through here because we also have 5 of Cups here. Now it came out sideways, but I think you're in both of these energies, right? There is grief, there is disappointment, there is this sadness, but when it's in the reverse, it's about acceptance, it's about moving on, it's about finding peace. I think that it coming out sideways makes 100% sense, right? There is still this grief, there is still this despair, but you are moving in a way that you're finally like, oh, I am releasing this. I am moving forward. I am giving myself the space and the place to heal and become the person that I've always wanted to become, which is awesome. Then we also have the Hierophant. Okay. This this is about you not conforming. This is about you being in your own special lane, becoming the person that you've always wanted to be. And I think it's a lot closer than what you think it is. And you keep telling yourself, like, oh, like I haven't made any of this progress, like I'm still so far away, but you're actually so much closer. Like, you have to start grounding yourself. See how she's sitting on the throne? She's grounded, her feet are stable, she's looking head on, she's looking straight forward. And that's the second card of you looking straight forward, right? We have both of these cards here. This is really spirit trying to ground into you that it's time to move forward and keep the pace. Keep looking forward. Go straight head on. Don't look back. Who you were is who you were. That is not who you are. Who you were is not who you are. Page of Swords. There's this curiosity here. You're feeling more inspired, more vigilant, but it's more about this new version of yourself. You're like ready to fight for this version of you. Because, I mean, look at this baddie. She's in this red dress standing on top of the hill, ready to fight. That's you. You're ready to fight for what's yours. I hear that side. You gotta fight for your right to party. That's so funny. If that resonates, please let me know. And then we also have the moon, right? And this is about your intuition and secrets and illusions and confusion. I think there's a part of you that's confused, but there is a bigger part of you that wants to trust yourself, that wants to trust your intuition. This is your reminder to trust it. Whatever move that you think you need to make, trust it. But don't be foolish about it. Okay, Okay, so my memory gave out. So I had to switch some stuff on the computer, but I'm back. We're back and we're better than ever. And yes, I did wrap up my hair because I was really into the reading and obviously not doing my hair. So I know where we left off was the Hierophant and standing strong on your beliefs and looking forward and moving ahead. So let's see. What else do we have here that Spirit is trying to let you know? Knight of Swords in reverse. So it feels like there's something about you that's being very arrogant right now to yourself. Maybe this reading. I see work. Like I see somebody like at work, like at a computer desk, like looking outside, like a big high-rise kind of deal. There's something there. There's something there of you feeling arrogant. Or Spirit feels like you're arrogant. Yeah. You're being a little too forceful, a little too aggressive. Maybe it's somebody at work. Maybe it's somebody within yourself. Definitely feels like work. All right, let's go over these next few cards. Okay. Nine of Wands. Stubbornness. Giving up, defensive. I think both of us know that you are being very arrogant and stubborn with what you're doing on your path right now. You look at yourself as if you're this like horrible person and that you'll never be successful and that you'll never succeed and you can't move forward and this, that, and the third. It's all a lie. It's all a lie, babe. It's a lie that you're telling yourself. And that's why you're imbalanced right now. That's why you're having a hard time like juggling everything. everything feels chaotic, everything feels messy and overwhelmed, is because you're stuck, right? You're stuck in this area, you're stuck in this energy because you don't believe in all of this growth and progress. You don't believe how far you've actually come. You are a completely different version of who you were, and you are no longer going to be that, but you are holding on to who you were as if that is the one and only identity that you will ever have. And this Capricorn full moon is telling you that that is not who you are. It is trying to remind you here that you are becoming. And though it might not look the exact way that you thought it was going to look and the path that you were going to go down, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. Doesn't mean that it's wrong. You keep telling yourself that it's wrong, but baby, it is not wrong. It is right on time. You are never behind. This is my third and final time recording this, okay? I deleted over 100 gigabytes of storage, and whatever this message is, whoever is trying to block this from you right now, heed my warning, okay? This is very, very interesting. I've never had to record this many times for YouTube, but I think I'm recording it this much is because I really am spot on here. And you feel it and you know it, and whoever that is trying to block you from becoming the true person of who you are and seeing your real light, man, they got it out for you bad. But let's wrap this up. We got the Eight of Cups here in reverse. Don't be afraid of this change. Don't avoid the change. Because when it's in the upright, she's not looking back. She's moving forward, ready to face all of these mountains in the stream. You're stuck. You're stagnant. You're overwhelmed. You're imbalanced. You're stubborn. You're arrogant. There's lots of words here. But let me break down the meanings, right? What does this mean? This means that Spirit is giving you a checkpoint. We're in July, this middle of the year. We're in this full moon energy. It's time to release. What are you going to release? What are you going to let go of all of this BS here, right? When are you finally going to let it go? When are you finally going to see yourself as the true driver, right? Of you being in the driver's seat, heading forward, being in control. You are controlling the GPS and the music. You are the one. Because the moment you do that, success, victory, winning, right? Triumph, reward, recognition. You're heading to the other side. The moment you do that, everything will start changing for you. And it'll change in the best way possible. It'll change in ways, now slow and steady, right? This isn't like a overnight extreme home makeover where the home that you left looks completely different 3 days later. That's not what this is. This is you buying a fixer upper, and it takes some time to become from a house to a home, right? That's the transition period you're in. You're making your house into a home, but with that requires time, dedication, change, going through the highs, going through the lows. And that's exactly where you're at. That's exactly where you're going. It's 2:34 on my clock right now. That can become confirming for you. All right. Seven of Cups. It's time to make a choice. It's time to make a choice. You got to stop living in the fantasy world. It's time to make a choice. But make a choice in a way where you finally decide, okay, I'm really going to do this. And I'm going to do this for real. I'm really going to see myself. I'm really going to see my light. I really am going to process the feelings and emotions I need to process and feel, no matter how hard it is, no matter how much it hurts. I'm actually going to do it. Because you also have the Queen of Cups here, right? And this energy is about compassion and warmth and believing in your intuition. I think you're finally ready to heal. I think you're finally ready to accept that support. I think you're finally ready to have compassion for yourself. You're so hard on yourself. You're so hard on yourself. But this full moon is not you being hard, right? This is not to scold you for what you haven't done. It's to remind you of what you're now ready to hold. And this whole breakdown is me letting you know, right? I am the vessel today. I am the channel today to have you receive this message. You are ready to hold something much different. The moment you try this next phase of really releasing, really trusting yourself, moving forward, that's when everything changes. Everything. But you have to let go of that ego. 5 of Wands. There's a lot of tension. You're afraid of arguments and competition and conflict with people, right? It's not about them, it's about you. And some of those people are meant to be there and some of them are not. And I think Spirit has made it very clear to you, the people that aren't meant to be there, but you keep holding on, keep seeing the number 10. Maybe you've known somebody for 10 years, 10 plus years, and it's really hard for you to let them go because they've been a part of your life for the last decade. It's not that easy just to let someone go. But if they're hindering you from movement, if they're hindering you from getting to this next phase, then it's time to let them go. Because you want this. This Nine of Pentacles is yours. Right? This reward and success and independence and security and leisure, like all of these things that you want, right? You want to be blissful. You want to be happy. This lavender is really sticking out to me as well. This lavender field. You want to frolic. You want to frolic in the fields of flowers. But you can't do that because you see how the only thing she has is a hat and a basket? You got way more than a hat and a basket right now. How can you frolic when you have so much baggage? You got backpacks, duffel bags, suitcases, the whole nine. Carry-ons, you got everything and more. It's time to let go. It's time to move forward. It's time to see yourself in a new light. Because, baby, you are in the driver's seat. You're ready. Your Apple Maps, your Google Maps, your Waze, it might have glitched. It might have rerouted more than once. Well, if we're being honest, it definitely rerouted more than once. But it's getting you still to the destination. Even though you thought it was going to be the one way and you keep getting rerouted, now you have a scenic trip. Okay. Now you have so much more to look at, so much more to get through in the best way possible. Your last two. I just want you to know, I love the Tower card because that's how I know a big moment of upheaval is coming for you. And it doesn't mean that it's all doom and gloom. Now, contrary to belief, the way that you see this card, it looks doom and gloom. But I want you to look at this woman here. She's gracefully falling, right? A little RuPaul like split the eleganza, right, before they do the death drop. They know that the drop is coming. They're preparing themselves. They're preparing their bodies. This is you preparing for your death drop. Okay? This is that energy. This is what's going to take you to that next place. It's not disastrous. It's necessary. Because everything that we were just talking about, you have to burn that all down. You have to take it all down to become what you truly are meant to become. The star. You are the star. The hope and renewal and rejuvenation and becoming confident, becoming bright, shining your light. Isn't that exactly what we've been talking about this entire time? Of your light, sharing your light, being the brightest star in the sky. See how there's all these other stars? They're shining bright, but baby, that's you. That's you. And you know how there's over 1 billion stars and galaxies in our sky, and you still can shine bright even with all those other stars in your own way. That's exactly what Spirit is trying to give you right here, right now, is to tell you that you are the star. And before you can shine bright, you have to destroy what was hiding you. The cover, the armor, all of that. It's time to destroy it. It's time for it to come down to become this. Man, I really hope this this full moon tonight. Whenever you're watching this is like a 3-day period before and after, okay? Take the time. Take the time to write yourself a letter. Take the time to really talk, or maybe use your ChatGPT. I use mine for therapy, but and I know it's not 100% correct, okay, people, but I think it's good to go back and forth, because sometimes when you're really in your feelings and you don't understand them, and you utilize something like a friend or ChatGPT or even a reader, right, to really give you more insight, that's what helps you. That's what gives you that connection. And I think you've been having a hard time with that connection. And this is the time to truly connect. This is the time to write to your younger self, but also to your newer self, how excited you are, how ready you are, and what you're willing to let go of, to crumble, to get to the other side. Because you are the star. No matter what you think, you are truly the star. And that is what Spirit wanted me to end this off on. And truthfully, I know I didn't end up doing my hair, and I'm not gonna. I am not going to do it. But what I am going to tell you is that all of these cards, because baby, we had a lot. All of this for your Capricorn full moon reading. To sum it all up for you, you need to let some stuff go. You need to be real with yourself. You need to give room for Spirit to make some stuff happen, because no matter how many times you are now in the driver's seat, you have access to the GPS. It keeps rerouting you, and you keep getting upset because it's adding on more time, or it's taking you in a different path and way that you thought you should go. But at the end of the day, you're still ending up at the same destination. It's just a different way, a different time, a different breakdown. And you're really focused on the path instead of the journey and the outcome. The outcome will still be the same no matter what your journey looks like. So stop being so hard on yourself. Stop telling yourself that you're doing something wrong, that you're behind. You're not behind. You're just becoming who you're truly meant to be. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for making it this far, because this is hard. This is hard. This is the difference for spirituality, right? Of getting to this point of, oh, okay, well, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm not going to deal with this anymore. To actually, I'm going to make it on the other side. I'm going to take that accountability. I'm going to move forward in a way that truly works, that I can confirmation that I can take myself and move myself in a way that I've never moved before. I'm going to go to that next level. I'm going to get to where I really want to be. Because a lot of people don't get to where they want to be because they're too worried about the path. But this is just your side quest. I am your side quest if you're a gamer. I am your side quest of the oracle, the mystic, giving you this information to reroute and get on your path again and get to your destination, no matter what way, no matter what journey, no matter what route it looks like. I'm proud of you. And I love you, babe. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of all of us. And if you're looking for more of this kind of energy, this like one-on-one, needing a space for like true commitment, definitely check out Stella Nova Collective. It's $24.24 every single month. You get discounted personal readings with me, 24% off. You get all of my digital products for free. But most importantly, you get a server. It's a Discord server. You get a Discord server that is not just talking about spirituality, but life, general. real support, real energy, real people. We do 2 live calls every month, before and or after the full moon and new moon, depending on timing, of course. But we do 2 calls structured around that, right? Of what we're manifesting, what we're releasing, what we're going through. And if you're just been looking for more depth, more support, to be seen, to be heard, to get help, to even just have a space that you know that you can share without judgment, come to the Stella Nova Collective. I know for a fact you're spending way more than $25 a month on BS that you definitely don't need. And I know that you need this. So when you're ready, sign up and go for it, babe. But if you're just looking for a personal reading, my books are open. They are very much open. Um, but first come, first serve for those who are in the membership. And you also get a 24% discount. So even if you join the membership, even if it was only for a month and you did a reading with me, it's still going to be cheaper and you have more access to way more stuff, even for just that 1 month if you were looking for a personal reading. Just a little 411, a little tipperoonie, because as my aunt used to always tell me, retail's for suckers. And paying retail price, well, why would you do that when there is obviously ways that you can change it up? And I say that with so much confidence because I know even you just being in the group for 1 month is going to want you to be there, to keep paying that $24 a month every single month. I know it. That's just me being the star in the light that I know I have. But again, I'm super proud of you. And I cannot wait. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts of any kind, leave a comment down below. But if you're looking to check me out on any other socials, I have Instagram and TikTok as well, and Pinterest. So it is Stella Nova 424. Stella Nova 424 on all of my handles and my website, stellanova424.com. Love you, babe. I'm so excited. Can't wait to see you. Bye.